What up, YouTube? Just chilling out like a rock star villain. Yes, sir. I'm gonna work on some wands, or a wand that I'm working on. Hope you all are doing fantastic. Not a whole lot. And shred some guitars. Watch some videos on YouTube.
On the season finale of Rick and Morty.
Son of a bitch, he marked it! Wait a minute. I had to top it off, You know what? Replace me, Rick! Just do it! I'll see your bluff call and raise you reality. Behold, my wheel of better things than Morty. Come on, anything but Morty.
Who's Rick without Morty? Find out on the 1 hour season finale of Rick and Morty, returning September 5th at 11 p.m.
Okay, that's it. 2 throws. You're fired.
On Adult Swim.
Yes. That looks funny. I like Rick and Morty. They're pretty funny.
Every day begins the same. The same music. Same question.
John, honey, are you?
Where am I? Who am I? What's going on here?
Joe had an idea that I actually thought was really fun. Want to tell him, Joe?
Yeah, thinking maybe we could bomb something? Sorry, Mr. President, we're gonna hang back here for a tick. Sound good? Who's that guy? Oh, geez.
American Airlines impersonator unmasked. Guests Sydney Watson and John Doyle, episode 177. Too slightly offensive. Yes. It's Monday, trying to make some money and make some wands, make some more views on the YouTube channel. Same hustle every other day. You know what I'm saying, tubes. So if you donate at least $1 to my PayPal, you get a shout out. That's most definitely what's up. because that guitar playing sucked. There we go. That's slightly offensive.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do it.
You don't have any beer or soda pop, but that's all right.
Is it real or is it fake? I just don't know anymore. I'm getting so sick and tired of the BS, and you probably are as well.
Yes, I agree. We're live on the YouTube channel. American Airlines Impersonator Unmasked, guest starring Sydney Watson and John Doyle on Slightly Offensive. Yes, I'm sick of the bullshit too. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy a good stiff drink every now and then. Or almost every day, just because sometimes you need a little bit of alcohol to cope with the bullshit. Like a nice cold beer just to be like, oh, that tastes good. And what the fuck is going on with our society? I want to give a shout out to Magic Martin. People were bullying Noel pretty hard, and that's fucked. Like, Noel's a good dude, and dude, watch them get emotional on Courtney's stream last night. I felt that, dude. You know what I'm saying? 1000%. You know, and if you want to stop making videos, bruh, that's your choice. But you want to take a leaf out of my book, Noel, don't stop making videos. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoy making videos, and you know what I'm saying, then keep making videos and fuck the trolls.
Well, every day you wake up, you realize.
But keep your head up, Noel, man. A lot of the people support you. You know what I'm saying? You know you're famous, Noel, when you got haters trying everything they can to fuck with you. They want to see you cry. They want to see you get pissed off and upset. They want to see you talk about trolls all the time on your channel. Just fuck all that, dude. Let's pretend like they don't exist. Ignore them. Because nothing will piss off your trolls more than anything than just flat out ignoring them. You're a sad piece of shit in a toilet, and now I flush you. Ignore them. Now, when I first started playing guitar on YouTube, oh my god, the hate comments. Your guitar playing sucks. Should quit guitar. Oh my god, my ears. I didn't let it stop me. I enjoyed playing guitar. My haters became my motivators. Like, your guitar playing sucks. So I'm like, well, how can I make it better? What do you like to do on guitar? Me, I like to shred. Double hand tap, Eddie Van Halen tapping, you know. But I agree with Mr. Elijah over here. Like, yeah, I'm sick of the bullshit. And every day it just seems to get worse. You know, something Noel said in Courtney's stream last night, he said the world's turning to crap, basically. He didn't say it like that, but he said it in the way he phrased it. And Noel, yes, the world is going to shit. However, people like you and me, we're doing things with our life. Don't let them take that from you, dude. I'm serious, Noel. You're a good dude. Don't let them take that from you. Don't delete your channel. If you did, it's all right. Just start a new channel. And fuck the haters, dude.
The world isn't becoming dystopian. We are in a dystopian nightmare. And I'm so sick of it that I wanted to bring on a couple friends of mine and some of your favorite resident guests on the show to help me break down this insanity, as well as give you updates on the drama with the American Airlines woke phone call. We got that and a lot more coming up here on Slightly Offensive, the best worst show on Blaze TV, where we always have confetti of color. I'm Elijah Schaefer, your top 17 host, who is now your top 18 host because I keep getting bumped down in the lineup on Blaze TV, so that's not good. I'm joined by the lovely and always wonderful Sydney Watson from the YouTube channel creatively named Sydney Watson. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
And obviously, we also have the resident black person expert and neuroqueer, John Doyle from Heck Off Comedy. Welcome back.
So true. Thank you for having me. Love my ever-expanding list of titles.
Yeah, we do. And you know what? I want to say this before we jump into the story today, a couple things. So remember, I brought Sydney on because, Sydney, we have a new show coming on. If you have not been keeping up, Sydney and I have a new show. It's called You Are Here. It's going to be 5 days a week, live, Monday through Friday, talking about all the topics. I know you're excited. What do these people need to do right now that are listening, that are watching? What should they go do?
Go to Elijah and my Instagrams because you cannot search the channel on its own. I'm putting that out there.
Or they can hit the pinned comment on this video.
Or the pinned comment on this video, or go to our Instagrams and go to the link to the new channel. Go and hit subscribe because it helps us a lot. As you can see, there you go, now on screen. Thank you, Savannah. That's what we need you to do. Get excited as well. Get pumped about this because Murphy, who is currently being held by John, will be the mascot. I have made the executive decision. You'll see lots of Murph.
That is Murphy. He's our official mascot of the show. Can you lift him up a little bit so people can see better? That is Murphy. Murphy's sick of it too. Am I right, Sydney?
He is. He's just like, the world is getting insane. I hate everybody. John, please feed me some food. That's what he's thinking right now.
And we just want to bring in puppies because we have a lot of bad stuff to show you as always.
Yeah, Murphy is so cute, Sydney. Oh my goodness.
And so we wanted to bring in something to make it a little bit brighter. I don't know if he'll be here for the whole show, but he'll be here for part of it. I'm also joined by Savannah Hernandez.
I mean, like, yeah, it kind of softens the blow, you know? Me having beer while I talk about stupid, serious, and or annoying shit is like Sydney Watson having her puppy Murphy on the show. It's like, oh, great, the world's going to crap and everyone sucks. But hey, distract you for a second. Here's an adorable puppy.
Lovely. And always favorite target of all the simps who is here. And Savannah, do we have a loaded show or what?
Yeah, we do. It should be a lot of fun. I'm super excited to get to all of these insane videos. As always, we're going to be cringing a lot today.
Yeah, let's play video one. I want to let you know that this is a global movement. Everyone's sick of the shit. They're sick of it. And right now, as more lockdowns, snap lockdowns come in, there are protests in Melbourne, which is surprising to show you that even in the most liberal and most compliant of government hotspots, people...
Everyone does shit to cope with the shit. Like, even if you don't drink, it's just a moment to reflect and be like, the world's going to shit. And people are fucking stupid and they suck. People
are saying enough is enough.
You know, when does it become enough? You know? When people are rioting in the goddamn streets. Like, it's ridiculous. Dude, seriously, like, no, it's ridiculous, YouTube. Like, fucking, if Joe Biden didn't get elected, by golly, the Democrats are going to throw the biggest pussy fit and threaten to riot. So for fear of rioting, a lot of the people voted for Joe Biden because they didn't want the Democrats to throw a little bitch fit. Where? only to have the fucking Republicans storm Capitol Hill because Joe Biden got elected. There are sore fucking hypocrite asshole losers on both sides, and I'm sick of it. Politics can suck my dick. I am sick of it. That's why I'm independent. I support abortion rights for women, weed legalization, gun rights, civil rights, racial and gender equality. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? Like, don't even get me started on these political issues.
I am tired, I am sick, and I don't want this to be happening any longer. Before we go any further...
Yeah, because they're calling it a peaceful protest. Calling it a peaceful protest. But they're calling it a peaceful protest, and it's not very peaceful, man. It's the fucking truth. How are you going to sit there and call it a peaceful protest if you're throwing Molotov cocktails, vandalizing businesses, cars, beating the shit out of people, pointing laser pointers at them? Like, ridiculous.
Further, I gotta let you know something, that the world is crazy. It is out of control, and a lot of us don't know when bad things are going to happen, but we know that they are guaranteed to happen.
Speaking of which, I ordered me a potions drinking glass, and it's just like, I can't wait till it gets here and I can get some alcohol to try it out in, but nah, you can't make it come here any faster. Shit. Currently waiting on the Teespring money from that cup to show up. To see someone else order the cool shirt, that's most definitely what's up. Fuck rape in all forms. Sweet. Fucking, it makes me happy when my fans order my merch. It does. Like, oh, hey, cool. I get some scratch, and my fans, they get a sweet King Cobra merchandise deal. Yes. So if you want to order the sweet drink combo glass I ordered for my own merchandise, I'll pop that in the link. You'll check out. Oh, yes. Yes, I ordered that cup from my own merchandise, and freaking, yeah, it'll get here either like next week or the week after. And when I unbox it, you're gonna want one for yourself. So, yeah. You know what tuning I haven't done in a long time? Spooky tuning. But thank you for tuning into the King Cobra Show, doing a live stream. Yes.
Which is why I want to let you know that most Americans don't even have enough money to afford $1,000 emergency expense. And I'm not mocking that. I'm saying this is serious. Not only that, but when it comes to our health, to our children's health, 50% of Americans have a, that even have insurance.
I'm grateful that I am covered through basic insurance because of my Asperger's. You have no idea how grateful I am for that. And a lot of people can't afford that, to be honest. Unless you're a celebrity or a politician or you have a disability like Asperger's or ADHD or some sort of shit that makes you qualified to get benefits, then you're pretty much fucked. Hey, Cobes, you fucking rock, dude. Love the new merch from Scotland. Yeah, rock on from Scotland. Sweet. Appreciate that, man. How much do you really love it? No, I'm joking, but seriously, you don't have to buy merchandise if you don't want to. Just showing up and tuning into the channel is enough. And hey, if you get the money and you want to buy a glass, go for it, man. The Potions glass kicks ass. Got a big old green pentagram. Looking sick. Ah, shit. I'm currently freeballing right now because I'm a grown-ass man. You can't prove that on YouTube just because YouTube doesn't allow nudity. This ain't OnlyFans now. Yes. Yes. Warlord Campbell might come over and hang out for a bit. Spooky tuning is all standard except for these two. Like, spooky tuning is all standard. The bottom three and the top two. The bottom three and the top one. You're going to change the second and the third. So it rings out with the third one. Like that. And the top two. Like that. Which I think it's fucking dropped E tuning, E minor tuning, I think. Yeah, look at that once I'm warmed up. Woohoo!
High deductible, so if you ever get into an accident, let's say I break my arm and I go into the emergency room, I might end up with a $2,000, $4,000, $10,000 bill. And if I can't afford a $1,000 emergency bill, how the hell am I going to afford that? Which is why I need to join the Safety Net Club. Now, if you go to safetynet.club, I got to talk to you about this amazing service and this amazing group that is coverage for you, your family, both for the insured and most importantly, if you're like Sydney and you're a YouTuber,
Hey, Coach, did you hear that DJ Fixed Soul remixed one of your songs on his new album? It was awesome, dude. Hell yeah. That's cool, man. Hey, Cobra, I love your guitar playing. Who cares if you're going bald? Your hair looks gnarly. That's kind of been my attitude. Who gives a fuck if I'm going bald?
Be uninsured. So what happens if you join Safety Net?
No shit. Because hospital bills are fucking expensive.
.club. You can find access to all of these affordable services. Like, for instance, like I said,
between groceries prescription drugs, insurance, and hospital and car insurance, you're fucking broke by the time those 5 things were paid. And then you got everything else. Bills, fucking electric.
If you have an emergency, Sydney, and which is what we're probably most concerned about, you're young, you're probably not concerned about all these long-term effects. You go hurt yourself, somebody punches you, you get into an accident, for about $15 a month, which is way cheaper than the premiums of hundreds and hundreds of dollars, you can actually get all of those fees covered from the emergency room, which is amazing. Also, if you join today at safetynet.club, you get a $10,000 automatic accidental death and dismemberment insurance, which break that down. If you die, which was horrible, you don't want to leave your family with all types of fees. I always see GoFundMe's. It's really sad. And I know it's humiliating for some families to try to raise money to pay for funeral costs. This gives your beneficiaries $10,000 if you die. But if you survive and you lose a limb or an eye, then you actually get $10,000 as well to help cover the months of healing and whatever else might happen.
So safety.net, join the club. If you're looking for a way to get cheap insurance and to be covered, safety.net. So you get a $10K add-on bonus insurance for your policy at no cost when you join. Well, there you go, YouTube. Affordable health insurance.
As you wait for disability.
I wish we had universal health care and legalized pot and legalized shrooms because, Canada and Colorado got it right.
Whatever to kick in. So go to safetynet.club right now. Get $10,000 immediately of accidental death and dismemberment insurance, and also find out all of the options so that you can be safe and join that Safety Net Club like I have. Go to safetynet.club. That's SAFETYNET.club. Okay, so obviously we're gonna be talking about this, and I want to begin by talking about being sick of all of this. And we're going to begin with the American Airlines drama that people are so eager to figure out. So obviously you became aware, you guys are both aware. Are you guys aware of what happened with this American Airlines drama?
Vaguely.
So
John, how do you not know? This is like breaking news. This is like a breaking news story, dude.
All right.
Where have you been?
Okay, new show. Big guys on campus teaming up on poor little black person expert John Doyle. I see how
John,
this is.
just come up with more skills, and then maybe we wouldn't pick on you.
Comb your hair.
No, actually, I won't do that.
So if you want to go to my page right here, John, you'll see on the left that amidst our very successful videos that have been getting a lot of views and we're very grateful for, despite being completely throttled by Susan Wojcicki and the overlords for no other reason than being white, Christian, straight, and just enjoying America. Horrible crimes against humanity. We have this.
Yeah, because apparently being straight's totally a crime now. The only reason I don't bitch about this, even though it's extremely hypocritical coming from the LGBTQ plus community, is because it's not as bad as it could be, man. I don't get to bitch and complain. That's your boy checking his straight white privilege. You feel me on that? No, I can tell straights have been persecuted and harassed and bullied like lesbians, trans, gays, and bisexuals and queers have been for the last several years. Then I don't get to bitch. Even though it's like, hey, we should totally end segregation as long as you're not creeping on kids. Who gives a fuck what your sexuality is for the most part? Like... Like, fuck the main four. Outside of that, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
This video here to the left called Woke Up.
Like, hey, you want to be transgender, man? You want to chop your dick off and cut your ball sack and turn it inside out into a fake pussy? Well, as long as you're 18 or older and you've gone through puberty as the gender you were assigned, and you finish going through puberty and you're 18 or older, who cares? I'm sorry about the whole kids being transgender thing. It's just a fad for these little shitheads. Kind of like joining the baseball team to impress dad back in the day. But these days, they're doing the other thing. Mom and dad are super about being progressive and they support transgender. So, of course, they want approval and seek attention from their parents. So what do? They come out and say that they're trans. But today's kids, I feel sorry for them because they're growing up in a very confusing world. Fucking 10,000 genders. Fuck is that?
American Airlines phone call leaves me speechless, questioning if I was trolled or not, leaning towards the trolled. It turns out that we got this weird phone call. It was very politically motivated. There was harassment. It was online bullying. You know me, I'm a big advocate against cyberbullying. I know you're a big advocate against cyberbullying. It's possibly the meanest thing, and this is why I understand why, especially in the UK, they have laws against it.
Now, I haven't gotten harassing troll text messages all day, but the second I do a stream on YouTube, it's like, let's see if we can get Cobra to react. I see the text message, read the bullshit, be like, man, this troll's obsessed and dumb. Run to the end of your leash and bark. Dumb troll. To block, delete, and ignore. Like, people have nothing better to do than talk shit, and it's just like, wow. Becoming a famous YouTuber takes too much work. Putting your name out there and creating your own music, that takes too much work. Coming up with your own original drink combos and your own original cooking recipes, now that takes too much work. It's just easier to troll people and make fun of them. No, some of the fucked off shit that my trolls text me, it's like, Jesus Christ, if you fantasize about this crap for me, y'all need some fucking help, dude. Like, my fucking trolls are mental. Like, I know I've got some mental issues, but my fucking trolls are fucking psychotic, dude. Holy shit. And they're not even getting a reaction anymore. It's just like, all he does is block, delete, and ignore it. There's like no emotion to reading it whatsoever.
You know why? I mean, you're a big anti-cyber bully. You're very big on fighting against this stuff.
I'm only laughing because, like, I know that I bully people on the internet, and I know that you get bullied on the internet, and it's just kind of funny because we're both anti-cyberbullying, but for different reasons. Yeah,
and I know that City knows that possibly the worst thing that you could do.
Ish. I'm against cyberbullying too. It's faceless, it's cowardly, and it's bullshit. It's the fucking truth. You think you're big and bad? Behind the keyboard, like,
other than perhaps be white in America currently is to actually be a bully in the UK, right?
Horrible. I mean, the police will show up to your door. You're going to end up getting, thrown in prison. Don't even teach your dog ever to do a Nazi salute. That's the end of it.
It's wickedness.
Horrible.
It's horrible.
Welcome to what everyone else has had to deal with for centuries. Like white people today who have done nothing, I would presume, to anyone else, are shocked by this. Like, wait, I'm being attacked for the color of my skin? Huh. I'm going to take a break on my guitar for a second, but no, that's the truth, YouTube. Welcome to what women and minorities have had to deal with for the last several years. Simply having the justice system thrown at you because you're black, you're Mexican, you're a woman, you're gay, you're whatever else. Anything but white, male, and straight. Huh? Okay, like back in the day, if you were white, female, male, and or straight, I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like women, even though you were white, you still got fucked with because you were women. And it's fucked.
It's gender people on the internet, Jonathan. That's
I would
the end
never.
of the
I've
game.
also never taught my dog Penny how to do that.
Never to Nazi salute.
Yeah, I've never.
Probably for the best.
Never.
Right. Well, it turns out, guys, that there is this was a prank phone call that unfortunately violated about 9 different laws in the UK on harassment, cyberbullying, and impersonation. Not only violated where this YouTuber is located, also violated federal aviation law in the United States and corporate entity global law, which for American Airlines representing and pretending to be them, you might understand that American Air, or airlines as they go online, has corporate headquarters here in DFW. Unfortunately, they have direct flights to London as well and corporate headquarters there. So you have a multinational company that was infringed upon that is very concerned about somebody pretending to represent them.
Wait, so
calling people.
You got pranked by a YouTuber. Did they know that it was you?
I don't know. They did not know we were YouTubers, it appears. They didn't know fully. It was because we responded to somebody else's thing. But the problem is that they called on behalf of their number. They spoofed their number and they claimed to be representatives and then harassed and caused intent to harm and damages, which is against UK law. It's a crime. You go to prison for it.
Mm. Well, I mean, you can't impersonate a company. I mean, you just can't.
And you also can't make threats of harassment, which we're going to find out. So I was thinking originally when this happened and I found out it was a YouTuber, I'm a really nice guy. They said that, nice people aren't usually nice. I thought, why would I ever go in and try to make some guy's life hell for a joke? I'm thinking it's funny, right?
Right.
This is just a guy. I went to his page. He struggles with obesity. He's been making videos for 5 years, can barely get 1.2 thousand views. And in fact, his video pranking us is his most viewed video ever for the wrong reasons. It's basically our audience.
I'm not trying to laugh at this, but Jesus Christ, the text messages, dude. They're trying to get me to block, delete, and ignore.
Finding it and kind of telling him, dude, you're kind of an asshole, and it wasn't very funny. And you also kind of violated laws in multiple countries, and you are facing possible legal action from a major corporation that has every means to sue you.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, I'm not going to get involved in this because, the poor guy, he needs to get in shape. I'm thinking the fact that for his 9.5 minutes of fame, we made him famous. Good for him. He can feel what it's like to actually be a YouTuber for a second. And I thought I would leave it alone. Do you think he left us alone? Do you guys? What would be your guess? Do you think he took my good nature for granted?
I doubt that he left you alone because he has low impulse control, which is why he's fat. So I would imagine that he kept it going.
Oh, John.
Cyberbullying. I'm against that.
That wasn't supposed to be a shot. That was just me squaring it in my head, trying to make a prediction.
If you saw this guy's avatar, it would make all the what you just said makes beautiful.
Can we pull up his avatar? Can we get
I like how every single person that John just wants to insult, he's just low impulse control. That's the automatic go-to. Low impulse control.
Yeah, not even know what it's like to be fat or to struggle with that issue. So yeah.
Be careful. It's true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can I say this?
Also, when you look at the picture,
that's why, and I don't think they're judging people for being fat. I think what they're doing is they're judging this guy for being an asshole. Okay, let's get that 100.
Can we see it?
Yes, but before we go further, look at my page here, guys. I want to remind you that we have 399,000 subscribers. So please, if you watch this video and you don't subscribe to this channel, very bizarre, which a lot of you don't, actually go click that subscribe button.
339,000. I can't even begin to imagine. I'm barely peaking 23,000 subs, dude.
And help us get to 400K. It really, really helps us out a lot. So let's go to, so he starts.
Yeah, subscribe to your boy Cobra. That definitely helps a lot, man.
My followers, the SOBs, you guys found who this guy was. And I got to say, you guys are amazing. The way that you came in and immediately.
Jesus Christ. Ron Macron Blackman at James Winder writes, hey, at Elijah Chauffeur, get your corny little fan base to get the fuck out of my comments. Otherwise, I'll fucking spank you again, you nerdy little crybaby. Jesus Christ. This is what makes me laugh about the whole internet thing, man, is everyone talks you're so big and bad. Dude, how fucking tough are you behind a fucking keyboard something that a freaking 10-year-old could do. A 10-year-old could go on YouTube and talk shit on a keyboard, dude. Wow. And let's think of it. Maybe if you quit trying to fuck with people who have a bigger fan base than you, or even if it's a smaller fan base, who cares? Like, what do you? I don't know the whole deal, the whole story. Like, I don't want to insert myself into freaking drama. I hate drama. But, like, dude, how petty is this? Just, oh, so-and-so's fan base is going after so-and-so and his fan base is going after. It's stupid back and forth bullshit, dude.
Within like 10 minutes of it out being like, we found who it was.
And you can get lost in this crap, dude. Like, it's the truth, dude.
Here's the minute mark. And it wasn't like a 2-minute video. It was like, here's at 2 hours and 10 minutes in his stream where he brings you up. Nobody is better than our audiences at finding these people and bringing them to justice. Well, Ron McCron Blackman,
to justice.
well, he's committing several crimes across the country. He's an international fugitive at this point.
And he's online bullying you, Elijah. It's inappropriate.
I'm a victim.
You are a
This
victim.
is an international crime syndicate at this point, guys.
This is
Like,
not
please take
okay.
it
I'm no stranger to getting bullied. And my trolls have done some really fucked off shit to bully me.
seriously.
I think the
Yeah.
UN needs to get involved.
Me too. Interpol, perhaps.
Truly.
Well, I'll tell you this. In my good nature, I was going to leave him alone.
So, like, when I see people like Noel getting bullied on YouTube, I'm just like, and Noel's a Magic Martin videos. Noel is a very good dude. He tries to love everybody and just be a good, kind, and caring soul and good, caring person. But the problem with being a caring person in this world's fucked off and miserable. And they'll do everything in their power to suck that out of you, dude. I'm about to go and have a cigarette. Marlboro Smooths. Don't smoke until you're 21.
And people started bringing up tweets, so they said, hey.
And it's just sad because then you'll hear people say, and I quote, people say this: why the fuck are there no more good people left in this world? You will hear people fucking say this shit. How come the world's just full of assholes? How come there are no good people left? And that's why, YouTube. You have to be a good person, but be a big enough of an asshole that you just don't give a fuck what anyone says about you.
Hey, maybe the people were even writing, his followers, hey,
And that doesn't make you an asshole. It just means you're not afraid to be yourself.
he leans right. He was just joking. It was a prank. Whatever, I'll leave it alone.
But I can't be an asshole if I'm pushed to it.
Well, people unearthed a lot of tweets in his past, and it appears he doesn't lean right. In fact, like most people in the UK, he has his profile picture. He's got a mask on, and it says "shut up." And he wrote, "Hey Elijah, get your corny little fan base to get the out of my comments. Otherwise, I'll be effing spank you again, you nerdy little crybaby." So the guy.
That's kind of
The guy, I mean, we want to go to his page here for
Is
a
Elijah a
second.
nerd though? That's the question.
I was all like nerdy and little and
Bro, DJ Fixed Soul's remix of Love and Vanity just hit 1 million views on Clear Paths. That's what's up. I'm cool with it, man. If much more famous artists want to fucking steal my shit and fucking remix it, and it gets me exposure, fucking hey, I'm down with it. Well, if you attack me while I'm smoking a cigarette outside, I will beat your ass. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't give a fuck. Okay? You see this? I'm not afraid to fucking use it. Like, don't you think it's a bit excessive when you're threatening Cobra? Like, Jesus Christ, my trolls need help.
crybaby.
I'm little.
Fair.
I'm little where it counts. El Micron.
Micron.
That's what they call me. No, if you go to the page here, so here's who we're dealing with. He's your, this is the Western man, struggling with. I hope it's not alopecia. Also, I reverse this comment. Balding. I mean, I understand being self-conscious. Got the eyebrows raised.
Why is he trying to look angry? Grr, mask up. Grr, I'm gonna get you. Like, what is he trying to convey with that image of himself?
I don't know at all. But I mean, even comments, I don't care about. People are sending them to me. I'm like, he's just trying to get clicks. He's trying to get reviews. I'm like, I'm gonna leave him alone. Sab was even like, we're gonna leave him out of the show.
Yeah, and it's a good thing we didn't spend the first 13 minutes of our show, bringing light to this otherwise minuscule person. Anyway,
he looks like Mr. Clean's abusive stepdad.
Yeah, it gets worse. So I was still thinking, in my good nature, I've had enough. But let's be kind. People always say that I'm too kind to people, and I thought, might as well extend the love of Christ to this guy. But then he violated another law. He just went on to violate more laws. And
yeah, at some point you got to say to yourself, when is it no longer a prank and it's just crossing the line? You know what I'm saying? Like calling someone and saying, hey, is your refrigerator running? Why, yes, it is. We better go catch it, and then you hang up. That's harmless. You know what I'm saying? Impersonating a major corporation to fuck with someone, just to cyberbully someone, impersonating celebrities that another celebrity likes just to fuck with them. You know what I'm saying?
Offends you. You're offended when you're a man of law and order.
I'm a man of law and order. I mean, the January 6th, I understand the riots. We're trying to bring everyone to justice that violates laws. It's very important that we really hold these people accountable, right? Everybody, if you violate your COVID passport.
It's called a...
Yeah, and as soon as they catch the asshole who swatted me in my old apartment, that motherfucker is gonna get raped in prison, dude. You don't even know.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Wait, you're that Kobe? You're that Josh Saunders, the one who got swatted from after ordering some taco time at the Ada Apartments across the street from Frosty's? You're that goth dude who got swatted? Yeah, I was. You saw me with my buzzed haircut.
They say, like, when you're getting executed by firing squads, it's called accountability. It's called don't be an asshole next time.
Yeah, it's true. He started to message me. He's like just going into my DMs constantly. He's like, still crying about me embarrassing you, which is like, this is a grown man, by the way. One of the top comments on his video was like, ultimately speaking, like, Elijah didn't give you any sound bites, and he was just like a nice guy to you the whole time, which like shows his character. Like, even off camera, he's just nice to people, which is true. He goes on like, want me to respond to your trolling? I promise you won't like it. And so he starts like showing pictures of the comments. He's getting threatened by you guys dogpiling his comments, and is like, get all this SHIT deleted. Otherwise, I'll send someone over to your house to discuss it. Up to you. Which in the U.S. is not illegal to say, but in the U.K., intimidation and threat is actually considered against their law. So first of all, he does this once, and I go, okay, I'm still going to be a nice guy. That's still going to be nice. And he says, thanks for all the extra stats, though. For real, one of my guys will be seeing you soon, which, again, is still trolling. Whatever, fine. But the problem is, in all of this, is that as you get into this, is he, is using his platform to be a bully and to take him. He's an older man, and he's coming out of the UK, which has very strict laws about this. And he's talking about coming to my house, giving me intimidation, harassment, and threats. And not only is he violating corporate relations and representation, but at this point, I mean, this is the point. On a serious note, I spoke to American Airlines. They're very concerned, okay? And they have legal counsel in the UK and in the United States, and they're exploring options. And the problem with us is we're exploring legal options as well, except for the fact that we're trying to see if it's worth it, because this guy is so small, and by the looks of him and what he does, it seems like he has absolutely nothing to sue, right? Like, this is the problem with lawsuits, is like when somebody has no political standing, no influence, no platform, they have personal health issues, possible pending medical bills, etc. What could we possibly take from them that they already haven't taken from themselves?
So you're being a fucked off individual when like you're impersonating American Airlines. Even in the back of your mind, you're just like, yeah, I'm being a piece of shit I want to impersonate someone else and hope they don't catch me. Yeah, fuck you, you fucking wanker.
Actually, a little bit of 4D chess there, isn't it? You expose this troll to your hundreds of thousands of viewers to build him fortune and fame so that you can take it from him legally because he trolled you. And then he goes to prison for it too. That's smart.
Yeah, we're exploring legal options. We
Yes.
are. And the thing is the reason why we're exploring our options, fair enough, is saying this guy is a bona fide troll, and he's not really a troll. It'd be funny if he was actually funny about it, like, haha, I got you, and been like, dude, I'll come on your show, and like, that was funny. And it would be like, yeah, I thought it was kind of funny when I thought about it.
Yeah, he handled this badly. I mean, like, knowing
No, like there's trolling and then there's just assholes.
you. And also, I thought it was really nice for anybody who hasn't read the comments, go to the comments of that video, you know, give it another click if you want to, and read the comments. There's people being very lovely to you. And I thought that was really nice, that people actually see that you're a good person. But, I mean, he could have handled this so much better. And I know that...
Like, here's the difference between trolling and being an asshole. Going on my comment section and be like, oh my God, Cobra, you haven't been laid in 3 years, faggot. You're never going to get laid. LOL, ha 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 ha. That's trolling. It's dumb. It's immature. It's okay, ha ha, yeah, fuck you too, whatever. Scaring off girls I talk to so I can't get laid just so you can turn around and say you need to get laid, that's asshole shit. That's why I quit talking about the girls I talk to on my YouTube channel. So it's like, hey, Cobra is learning from his mistakes. Holy shit.
that he's still trolling you. We all know that. But it's
Yeah,
like...
it's a joke, but it's also me being like, in the United States, like, I steal your car as a joke. And it's like, that's still Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's a prank.
yeah, exactly. I always joke that my wife, if I piss her off, I go, I'm just pranking you. It's a joke. It was a joke. So the problem is that in the UK, he's a lefty. We see a lot of his posts. He brings up making fun of Mike Lindell and Trump. He seems to be an anti-government guy in general. Like a lot of people in the UK, they just lean left automatically, right? And the problem...
No, what I should say is I hope the asshole who swatted me at my old place gets thrown in prison and he gets anally raped and beaten to near death. That's what I hope. Like, it doesn't matter how much my trolls hate me. I hate them more than they hate me. And here's the best part. I'm not going to spend all day, every day harassing them, trying to get them to react. That's what separates me from my trolls, to be honest.
Which is so odd because, I mean, they're basically the reason that we have colonialism in any capacity.
Yeah, and it's also odd,
Very
too, because they're the ones who
confusing.
champion the idea of, dude, come on, man, hate speech isn't free speech.
Well, they abuse you and make you want to commit suicide.
Well, hate speech is not free speech. They're right. Hate speech is just that you're using your freedom of speech to hurt people. Which is a tricky argument because everyone's fucking sensitive about some shit. Attacking someone because of their skin color or their racial background, that's hate speech. Attacking someone because what they said offended you because they don't agree with you politically, like if you disagree with a Trump supporter and you're like the biggest Biden supporter, you can't just sit there and accuse the Trump supporter of hate speech just because you're offended by their political opinion. And that's exactly what's happening with our fucking society.
Yeah, online bullying that you don't know if you've made me want to kill myself is illegal in your country. And as you champion these ideas
fuck suicide
of not having free speech, as much as you love the fact that hate speech is illegal, unfortunately in your country, online bullying, harassment, intimidation actually violates your law. 9 laws that I found going back as far as 1997, which is using a telecommunication line or internet hookup for any means of representation that is intended to harass, bully, or
I fucking hate rape in all forms, to be honest. But if you got swatted like I did, you'd feel a little salty about it too. All 3 of these text messages are threatening my life and my existence. I could have these assholes turn into the police for it. I'm not going to waste my fucking time. You're fucking stupid. The fact you're trying this hard to fuck with me shows I rule your life.
Demean somebody on the other end, which they did, using words like F off, talking about my medical status, harassing me, and they intended to block me, saying I was blocked from the airline. They basically, every time you say something that is to harass, intimidate, or cause harm, it's another violation of the law. And I think it was up to 7 of those just in about like 4 minutes.
That is a little bit of poetic justice, isn't it? Like if you're going to, first of all, live in the UK, cringe, and then also like espouse those like, you know, left-leaning ideas of like cracking down on free speech because they don't have absolute free speech, then for that to come back to bite you when you do a little trolling and then you know, poke Elijah and then he decides to take it this far, that's kind of sweet.
Unfortunately, we work for a large network and we have a lot of resources, and taking somebody like this down internationally is actually very not hard at all, considering the connections we have in the UK as well as the corporation. But the question is to the matter of, let's ask the audience. I mean, let me get Sydney. I mean, is this worth it? When you look at this image, can we go back to this? When you look at this, like, did he not take himself down already?
I mean, I don't even know what to make of this. I mean, I think
Don't be a bully.
this is much more palatable than what he's got on YouTube. You should look at that little icon on YouTube. It's not.
Can we see that?
What pissed me off about getting swatted, to be honest, was you wasted the Casper Police Department's time, and you wasted Casper, Wyoming taxpayer money just to fuck with one autistic dude. And ever since that incident, pretty much the cops in this town support my videos. So good job, troll. You got more people on my side.
It's not my favorite.
Yeah, I think so.
Anytime anybody, it reminds me of some of the other leftist like bread tubers that have they always have like animation, like cartoon furry things. And as soon as I see someone, I'm just like, no shade to other, you know, right-wing YouTubers that do this, but if you have a cartoon as your little avatar, I'm probably going to judge you. It's only acceptable on PlayStation and that sort of stuff. That's the only time it's acceptable.
I've noticed all of the people who like make videos.
Yeah, people got a cartoon emoji up there for their channel. Yeah, don't judge them for it.
About us are all very
like, I'm not here to judge people based off their channel emoji, but what their channel has to provide.
Ugly.
Not beautiful. You don't have to be beautiful to make content. But,
I think well, it's not so much like maybe they're not like, you know, models.
No, you don't.
But I think when people.
But as we all know, the internet can be a fucked off place. You don't have to be considered attractive to make videos, but if you're not, the internet can be a mean place. People threatening to shoot me with a paintball gun as soon as I step outside the smoke. That's fucking hilarious. And if you get made fun of for being ugly or retarded, fuck the haters. Okay, they're too insecure with themselves to make videos.
people allow themselves to be negative and just like hateful, I think that reflects on their like person.
So like feminism.
I disagree. A little bit of hatefulness, a little bit of negativity, it gives you backbone. But if you're too much of an asshole, nobody wants to be around you. Think about it. If you're too nice, look, I hate to say this, but look at Noel, dude. If you're a nice guy, people will fuck with you and take advantage of you and walk all over you. But if you're too much of a jerk, nobody wants to be around you. So it's like you got to find that healthy balance.
How like many feminists are not the most beautiful people in the world, and yet they throw shade at the beautiful models and things, and are like, we need more representation.
Like I know when like my second grade teacher, Miss Greenhall, if you're out there watching, I love you. She was like, you know, kind of like this bigger woman, gray hair. She had like warts on her face, but she was like the sweetest woman ever. She was like beautiful in her own way. But then you have some of these like younger girls who are like hot or whatever, but they've got the fluoride stare and that just like radiates off of them, and they're like ugly. They're like spiritually
internally
ugly.
Right.
ugly. Yeah.
So I'm saying that to the audience, which I'm going to say this too. Unfortunately, Macron, is that I have very loyal followers who have dug up quite a bit of things about your past and online experience, which also violate UK law, things you've posted. And it's so sad for me to realize that this is why my good nature is coming into question here. Is like, do you need to violate a 12th law for me to take you to justice? I mean, obviously you're a man who cares and you're a bit of a troll. I mean, is it the ultimate troll putting you in jail?
Yeah.
Is that a troll? Am I trolling you?
Getting him on your show and then having your audience do
Step
it?
one. Step one, spend 21 minutes talking about him. Step 2, send him to prison. Step 3, epic troll win.
Subtle. I like it. I like the path you're following here.
But I've got to say that this is the most views he appears to have had in a long time on his channel. It's been going for 5 years. He can't get more than 3.6. Go to the page here. He still can't get more than 3,600 views, even on a trending video.
Look at his avatar. Look at it. Look at it.
I can't see.
Oh, I'm disappointed, John.
There.
Well,
and on top of that, he's basically got over 400 comments of people that we never stuck on his show telling him that he's just an a-hole and it's not funny. Anyway, that goes to show you guys that if you want to violate federal law in 2 different countries and become an international fugitive, maybe you should think about it before people who work for multi-million-dollar corporations that have giant legal teams that have successfully fought off the United States federal government. Before you should kind of come in there and then continue to harass them and violate more of your own laws. Again, hopefully, if you do that, you have as little to lose as this guy, because it's just the more I go into his life, the sadder it gets. It really is. What
Maybe you should send him some like roses or something and some flowers just to make up for him
John,
being mean to you.
What did we accomplish? We probably got him some more subscribers, really.
I hope we did.
We got him some more. And then when Elijah takes it way too far and the guy kills himself, and Elijah gets like an angry email from the mom, he's gonna be like, his audience increased so much after our coverage. He changed the world.
Him some flowers.
And we sent him some flowers.
You're welcome, Macron.
And because of the recent loss, we should probably.
You're welcome, Macron. You're welcome. International Fugitive. Go subscribe. MacronShow.com.
I'm gonna send
the Macron Show.
I'm gonna send Macron.
I survived Macron.
I sent Macron to federal prison, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Yes.
Oh man, good stuff. Good thing I'm good-natured, but apparently American Airlines is not at all as stoked about this as we seem to be. So unfortunately, sorry, even if this YouTube channel has generally good nature, American Airlines is not a company that you should have followed with.
Probably a good rule generally, don't mess with American Airlines, because they'll probably just put you on a no-fly list and then truck you out of the country.
Which
Don't
is absolutely
patronize
true.
them either. Their flights have been terrible recently.
Really bad. Southwest is where it's at. I'm going
I've
to just
been
say
told.
that
I've been
unironically,
told.
like Southwest, I know Savannah's in the same boat on this. Southwest are the best airline.
Chills. You guys are paid off.
100%.
Yeah, and we have to keep this going because 2014 drama has stopped, and I just have to keep this going on the YouTube channel. We're gonna keep you guys updated on this the entire time. But I want to let you guys know something that unfortunately for Macron, and a lot of people like him, they think that it's totally cool to have your identity online, and that identity's fine until you realize you violated now 11 laws across 2 countries, which is why it's important that even if you're in incognito mode, that your online activity still gets tracked. And of course, you have to realize that data brokers all across the world buy and sell your data. That's true. They use it against you. People hate you. One of these data points is your IP address. Data harvesters use your IP to uniquely identify you and your location. But I'm going to talk to you about something called ExpressVPN. This allows your connection to get rerouted through an encrypted server, and it allows your personal ID, as we're going to talk about later, these ID passports are doing, to actually get masked. So every time you connect to an ExpressVPN, you get a random IP address and shared it with many other customers. It makes it harder for third parties to identify you and harvest your data. Best of all, ExpressVPN is super easy to use no matter what device you're on. phone, laptop, or smart TV, all you have to do is tap one button for instant protection. So if you really want to go incognito and protect your privacy, secure yourself with the #1 rated VPN, visit expressvpn.com/offensive. That's Express, expressvpn.com/offensive right now to find out how to get 3 months free. And I'm going to tell you what, I use it. It doesn't slow down my phone, and it's amazing because I have to hide my information because you never know. Like this guy, this YouTuber somehow got my phone number, my personal information, which is one of the biggest things
that's insane.
that I'm trying to figure out.
That's crazy.
But people can get your information online. We have to figure out how. Protect yourself. Go to expressvpn.com/offensive. Protect your devices, your computer today for your friends and family. expressvpn.com/offensive. So guys, let's get into this. Let's talk about this. So do you guys know that it's back in vogue to not like the blacks?
Oh, John, you're the expert.
Disavow.
Go to my screen. The CDC reported today that only 28.4% of the black community have received the COVID vaccine, with states like California and New York mandating vaccine passports to enter restaurants, businesses. The black community would be the most affected by this modern day segregation. Right now, New York, starting in September, and Los Angeles just drafted their own legislation that would not allow anyone who's not vaccinated to enter gyms, specifically gyms, because God knows you need to be, healthy to get in those, Macron. But also the fact that you also need to get into places. We're finding out that the most affected people are children and black people, who are the least vaccinated in the country. So effectively, society has turned against the most vulnerable and the most persecuted among us. I mean, is this based, or is this like not good? You know what I mean?
That's think horrible. It's kind of misdirected. Like my dad called me the other day and we went through the rundown, and then, hey, did you see this article on Breitbart? And I was like, no, Dad, I didn't go to Breitbart yet. And he was like basically saying the same thing, that these policies are most likely to affect minority communities because they're the least likely to get vaccinated. And so in a way, Democrats are the real racists. Which I've never heard of before. I have a problem with that because you're using the word racist, which is a term that is bought and paid for, like by the left. Like all the infrastructure that exists that makes us think racism equals bad. Not to say that it is bad, or no, wait, not to say that it is not bad. Just to say that like the reason we hear that word and get anxious is because of all the propaganda that exists convincing us that being racist is the worst thing that you can be. That's the first problem, is thinking that you can co-opt that word that they own and use it against them. Like, no, but actually what you're doing is racist. Haha, it's never going to work. Secondly, the policies are never actually going to be enforced with black people. It's only going to be enforced in white areas. You know this because on the micro level, when they're doing mask mandates, I know this from personal experience, and I'm sure this can be corroborated by everyone in the room.
I went to the black malls.
Did you ever see one black person get confronted for not wearing a mask or wearing it improperly?
Savannah, can we bring this up?
I've never been confronted.
Exactly.
Sydney.
Literally.
We went to a bar in San Antonio, okay? We walk in without a face mask. And as soon as I go to the bathroom, they walk up to Sydney and tell her to ask me to put a face mask on. And that is the absolute state of America.
That has happened to Savannah and me several times, actually, when we've been out to bars.
That shit pisses me off. Okay, don't that is kid shit. That is, oh my God. This happened to me one time when I was back at the I went to this bar. Okay. I was hanging out at the bar with some friends, and two chicks started making out and dancing a couple tables in front of me. Now, at the time, I hadn't had pussy, and I'm still going through the dry spell, but who cares? I'll get the of-age goodness one of these days. I'm going to keep waiting patiently. Fuck it. Who cares? Anyways, long story short, these two are dancing and making out in front of a room full of very obnoxious and very drunk dudes. And I'm trying not to stare, but, Cobra, I can't help myself. I see two hot bar chicks making out in front of me. I'm just, come on. I was hanging out with Darth Laney and his girl, baby mama / girlfriend, and it's just like, literally, this chick with short black hair walked up to my friend Darth Laney and says, "Could you tell your friend to please quit staring? Thanks." And I was just at that point where you have that enough alcohol in your system where the truth comes out and you don't give a fuck who it pisses off. I said, first of all, honey, if you don't want people staring, go home and do that shit. Second of all, I haven't had pussy in 3 years. Third of all, you're in a room full of drunk dudes clearly getting attention. But when the attention is from the wrong person, you want to act like you're all creeped out and pissed off by it. Fourth of all, if there were two dudes making out and you haven't had dick in like 3 years, you'd be staring too. Fifth of all, fuck you. If you got a problem with me staring, then say it to my face. Don't do this immature bullshit of, I'm going to go to your friend and tell you to say it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she got pissed when I told it like it was. Fucking stomped out of the freaking CY bar like, of course, her friend just looked at me like, I totally get it. I even threw in the fact that I have Asperger's, so what the fuck was her problem? On top of everything else, she didn't like that. I'm like, you want to be treated just like straight people? Here's the best part of it. If I had a smoking hot of-age goth chick of my own hanging out with me at the bar and we were on a date, we started dancing inappropriately and sucking face, the bartender would tell us, that's public display of affection. Take that to your place. But tell that to the alternative lifestyle of people, and they could tell you that you're a homophobe and you're this and that. And it's just like, wait a minute. You can't sit there and say you want to be treated just like straight people. And as soon as we do treat you like straight people with the whole acceptance and, oh, hey, you shouldn't be allowed to just make out in front of everyone. Do it at home like the rest of us. Nope, different story there. Yeah, someone's getting in trouble.
Restaurants and other things, they wait until she's either gone or they exclusively come and speak to me to get her to put a mask on. And I'm like, what? And then thankfully Sad kicks off. And I just go, wow, this is just the life as a white person. You know, it's
like, okay, if you got a problem with that person, talk to them directly. Seriously. No, I'm sorry, but it pisses me off. No, it's the truth. It's the truth. If you're annoyed by someone, then you're an adult, correct? You're 21 and up, you're in a club, you're having drinks, and someone's not wearing a mask or being rude or staring at you, whatever, go up and tell them off. Be like, hey, you're being an asshole, you're being rude, I don't like it. Doing this whole telling their friend to tell you kind of thing. It's childish and immature and stupid.
It's actually racist for people to like go to Sydney to talk to you, but you know, whatever. It is what it is.
It's because they want that like intermediate person that's that's not Hispanic.
It's because Sid's not as scary. Yeah, exactly. Sid can't pull a race card. I can be like, are you a racist?
I think that they almost implicitly know this is just kind of like white people being white people. Like, hey, come on, put the mask on. That's what we're doing. Stuff like that. It's like they're never going to send in federal police to enforce like vaccines in black neighborhoods.
Well, I know that. I don't want to bring up some.
Yes. I think wearing a mask should be a personal choice. I've never been vaccinated, and I refuse to wear a mask unless it was required. Like, okay, we're not going to let you shop at Walmart until you put one of our shitty disposable masks on. But I'm just sitting there saying, like, okay, fine. And strangely enough, I haven't gotten sick. A lot of you are going to think I'm a dickhead for not getting vaccinated, but I refuse to get vaccinated unless I'm required to have it for travel. That is the goddamn truth. I have a really strong immune system. I've never gotten sick with this whole coronavirus bullshit. People are, no, I'm not going to say anything bad here because it's the truth. Like, yeah, people have died from the coronavirus, and that shit sucks. But no one can, like, physically make you wear a mask. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially with the whole 6 feet apart bullshit. How are they supposed to enforce that? You're going to have a cop stand 6 feet in front of you like, sir, if you don't put that mask on, sir, I'm going to continue to point my finger and wag at you. Like, it's the truth. How are they going to use force to imply this? And that's the truth, because if you use force to imply the whole mask bullshit, it's only going to make people want to wear them less. That's kind of how that works. Yeah, shout out to Travis. Thanks for the support. Like, how are they going to do that? Like, you're going to whip out your fucking taser if someone's... Yeah, could you imagine being... No, dude, they can't legally do that. You know what I'm saying? But the people who refuse to wear a mask, and I'm being a hypocrite for saying this, are just as annoying as the mask-wearing Karens out there, if you know what I'm saying. These people who are just super up your ass because you're not wearing face coverage. My attitude was, and this is a really fucked off attitude to have, mind you, YouTube. My attitude was, fuck it. If I catch COVID, I catch it. That was my attitude. And I haven't caught it. I've been around several people who have had it, and I've never caught it. If I had a massive flu, and if pizza tasted like shit, and I had massive diarrhea and the sweats, I'd be going, well, shit, should have gotten the vaccine, should have wore a mask, but none of that has happened. And like people have gotten sick from getting the vaccinations. People have died from getting the vaccinations. People have caught coronavirus from getting the vaccinations. Okay, and people refuse to talk about the downside of... And I'm not saying anything about being anti-vaxxer. Fuck all that. What I'm saying is it's a personal choice. That's funny. A shout out to Anita. Thank you for the support. And fuck the trolls. Great. I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to sound like one of those anti-vaxxer assholes, but I examine all sides of the argument before I make a based conclusion. That's called being a free thinker. And when there were reports of people getting sick after getting the vaccination, catching COVID after getting the vaccination, it's like, okay, in some cases dying after taking the vaccination, I'm just like, okay, the coronavirus is literally nothing but this whole ploy to control the population.
My ideas and the fact that, there's a lot of things not being enforced in black neighborhoods currently. Let's go ahead and let's cue. I don't know if this is in America. It could honestly be in like the Caribbean. I haven't verified this video. I will warn you guys though that while this is free on the internet, let's go ahead and let's cue video 8 actually to show you exactly certain things like basic laws that are expected of adults in public decency is not being enforced in black communities as well. Let's go ahead and let's watch this disturbing video. I don't know if it's legal, but it looks like another country, right?
That's just disturbing.
Isn't that sad? We're at a point now where I can't tell if it's another country. Like that's like I don't know if that's just like a neighborhood in like Pennsylvania or if that's like a neighborhood here. Okay, turn that off, please.
Stop.
I can't. Why? I literally
My
can't.
eyes, dude. If you were to watch what just transpired, no.
Watch that. John, thoughts as the expert?
Right. Well, I want to make one more point on the thing we were talking about earlier. The problem with the forced vaccines disproportionately affecting black people isn't to say that that isn't a thing. I guess that exists. It's just more like if we're going to allude to that framework of morality that they have built, we're always going to lose. It's like,
hold on a second. What up, bro? It's doing live stream. Oh, you know what? No, you're not.
I had a short day at work.
Did you? That's
Great,
cool.
we'll hit you up.
Right on.
See what you and the crazy Cobra Roll's doing.
Streaming.
Streaming.
Yeah.
Definitely a good old stream. Oh, I can stream now too.
Cool, man.
Through my Instagram. It allowed me.
Yeah.
How you been?
I'm hanging in there.
Hanging in there. What's your first name been?
It's neutral.
Yeah.
You don't have any beer, do you?
I wish.
Yeah. That's all right.
I mean, I get paid this weekend, so it's good. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Fist bump for Scotland. Yes.
Scotland. Oof.
Like, we're not going to say forced vaccines are bad. We're going to say forced vaccines are bad, but because poor black people don't want to get them. The same way with affirmative action, we're not going to say affirmative action is bad because white people are getting screwed over. It's because Asian people are getting screwed over. It's like we're so cucked and so guilty that we're always going to advocate on behalf of minority groups instead of just acknowledging that we exist too. So there's that. And then in terms
Is that
of
legal still? Is it still illegal to advocate on behalf of white people? Savannah?
But it's not even like, I'm not a white person expert, so I wouldn't know.
Savannah's our white person expert.
Savannah,
I'm sorry, what was the question?
is it still legal to advocate on behalf of the whites?
I don't
you
know.
like the whites, come on.
Do I?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
we're
I
all
love
right.
all of you guys. I really
We should do one of
do.
those things where we all look down, like we're like in like, we all look up at each other, look up. Sydney?
Where?
We all like look down at each other and then the
where
foxes,
are we
you
all
know?
looking? This is
Like
confusing.
what is that, the Brady Bunch?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah.
That's what this film reminds me of, honestly. Anyway, sorry you guys are white. Really must suck to actually experience racism in America. I wouldn't know because people don't actually, say anything to me.
Speak
They go to
directly to you.
Sydney, yeah,
I
and
know.
then they do that.
I mean,
I feel like whites cannot complain about the racism that's being displayed against us now, just because white people have not been oppressed for the last 500 plus years. Like, I don't know, minorities and women and LGBTQ plus.
on a serious note, though, like I've said this to a couple of my conservative friends in the last little while, because I feel like growing up in Australia, most people are like ambivalent towards the whole racism thing, because I mean, I feel like we're pretty homogenous as a society. People don't really like start crap with each other. But even you people on the right are so brainwashed into thinking that defending the white population against legitimate attacks is somehow a racist principle. It's very odd to me, actually, to be on the receiving end of justification of white hatred and anti-white rhetoric, to listen to this from conservatives. So honestly, John, I know that in a lot of times you're kidding about some of the things you're saying, or you're like, but as an American, like a lot of people will defend exactly what you're talking about.
No, it's true.
And so they use these vessels through like Asians or whoever to make the point that, oh, it's kind of not nice that you're being mean to white people.
Yeah.
Okay, Sydney had a little bit more base of a take than me. I'll play tennis with you. I'll take it up a notch. What they refer to as racism is basically a pathology to describe in-group preference. So everybody in psychology has an in-group preference. The group of people with the lowest in-group preference, it's actually negative in-group preference, are white liberals. Mm-hmm. So if you polled 1,000 black people, on average, they're going to say that they would prefer to be around other blacks. Same thing with white people, except it's much lower. But with liberal white people, it's negative. So they are the only group of people in the world who would say, I would prefer to be around people who are not like me as opposed to others, because they have this internalized sense of guilt and like rage because they exist as white people.
Yeah, absolute. To be completely honest, losers. Sure. Just losers. Oh, I don't apologize for creating the greatest civilization in the modern, in history, actually, because even though some might have had greater.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, man. You always use extra toilet paper. That's what's up.
Yeah. No point me carrying it around. Somebody just gave it to me. Look at job. I'm like, okay, all right.
Oh, you gotta turn on free toilet paper, man. Shit.
Hey, should have had a beer.
Yes. Worth two.
Oh yeah. Breakfast and marinade. Steakhouse.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And let me know what you think of these.
Hell yeah, I'll do a review of those.
And
Hell yeah, next time.
man, everything but my freaking honey bars.
Yeah, that's fine.
Expansion or military might for longer periods.
Everyone, hold on a second. Boy Cobra is about to drink a V8. What?
V8.
Cobra's about to consume vegetables. He might explode. I don't like V8.
Well, if you explode, can I sell the bits?
Yes, on my eBay, right?
Warning, contains human remains. Do not consume.
Shit.
Wait for it. Ah. No kaboom. If you were to explode right there.
I like V8, they're good.
If you were to explode right there at the force you're talking about, there would be nothing left to be.
Yes. You know, go with this V8. Some vodka. Bloody Marys.
They didn't have the advancements and scientific achievements, and to see that we're already by 2025 going to be behind China because of these cuck freaking. There's a word I was.
Yeah, if you're a black dude who has white friends, people just look at you like you're oppressing your own kind.
I'm gonna like you there, black friend.
Exactly. But if you're a white dude who has black friends, you're instantly cooler because you can see past the racism, and it's just like, yeah, I get it, but can't we all just get along? and not judge each other because of skin tone.
I was going to say that I've been told
I will
by
greet
the
them as liberators.
FCC that I can't say anymore.
I will greet them as liberators. I love the Chinese people because they're not brainwashed by Western propaganda.
They're not.
Like you see what
Neither are the
They
Indians.
fully
I know.
reject it too.
You
like,
see like what they're tweeting, and like you have like white liberals like, I hate the 4th of July because I have to see American flags everywhere. And then some Chinaman will tweet back like, you live in America, of course you see American flag. I live in China, China flag. Are you stupid? It's so good.
Never forget the iconic China is hell. That was my
Yeah.
favorite.
yeah.
Yeah, also
favorite
too, like
video.
I have an Indian follower actually, but only 80% of the viewers of the show are US based. So like 1/5
You
of
have
the
one
audience
Indian follower.
is 1/5, but there's one Indian follower who
We're
wrote me, he
diverse,
said,
Sydney. We're very diverse.
he said it shocks me because like I think of America basically as being this great nation, and like we don't have both out here. Like people have problems, and we have problems like inequality and like a caste system, but like it's people don't like gender identity issues. Like that's not a problem, and you guys make up weird like export it. We don't want that because we're bored.
There's actually an interesting theory of Soviet history that suggests that
Well, thanks for dropping off some goodies. Let's give these a try. Doritos Flames. Oh, yeah.
the Iron Curtain was actually not to like hide the dangers of communism, but actually to keep out Western
Spicy.
degenerate
Chili
propaganda.
lime.
I mean, it makes
Hot
sense.
take.
I mean, think about how like the
Tasty.
French, for example, because so obviously English is always seeping its way and seeping into French as just a general rule. And then you have like the l'Académie Française, which is basically a thing that's designated to not let English words into the French language in a lot of capacity. But it's interesting because even the French are like, yo, get your liberal crap out of our language, out of our country, like just go away.
Yeah, we
Because
suck.
other countries are rejecting it.
Well, yeah, and this is the point about them rejecting it, is that even as we're speaking, they're not only rejecting it, but we're beginning to reject it as well. States that reject it, though, are being seen as the enemy in our country. We're making enemies of our own country. And what's happening is that the propaganda is going. When I say I'm sick of this, I'm going to play a video from the CNN that is, it's straight up just state-sponsored propaganda. And you see these people like Kyle Griffin online, these like MSNBC things, and I go, you must feel like a degenerate piece of like just crap. Because imagine thinking you're the good guy when you're like literally an extension of state propaganda that's meant to entrap and ensnare and imprison your own population, while you betray everybody who came before you ancestrally and somehow make it about against white people, which we know who's doing that. Anyway, go ahead and play video 3, and I want to discuss something about this.
Dear Superintendent, Dr. Green, and school board members, I would like to encourage the requirement of masks at school in Duval County.
In a letter to school leaders, Lila Hartley explains what worries her. She's 12 years old, about to be in 7th grade in Duval County, vaccinated. But her little brother, 10-year-old Will, isn't old enough to get the vaccine.
I'm so worried that if masks are not required, my brother...
Not old enough to get the vaccine? This is why I have a problem with it. I'm supposed to protect people from the COVID virus. If they're not old enough to get the vaccine, like you want to give me shit because I don't want to even get it, unless I'm required to for international travel and shit. Man, fuck out of here.
to go to school one day and the next be dying in the hospital. At school, I wear 2 masks because I want to make sure I don't get sick.
Their father, Matt Hartley, wants Duval
They
County
always look
Public
like that.
Schools
They
to
always.
Yeah, hold on. If someone catches COVID and you don't know they have it, they cough on you, those germs get on the outside of your pandemic mask. And then they stick to your face all day. Then you come home, take your mask off. Now it's all over your hands. Oh, great, your nose itches. So you're sitting there scratching the inside of your nose, and you scratch the inside of your eye. Then you go to wash your hands. 2 days later, you have the COVID. Oh, look at that.
Always.
I care about your kid as much as I care about my kid, and I don't want any kid to.
Okay, pause
to
it there.
risk
Pause
being
it there.
Hospitalized.
Pause it there real fast. Okay, do you know who he looks like? I know I'm going to ruin your life. Go to video 10 right now. I swear this is the same person but without a mask. Go to video 10. Okay, yeah, look, go back.
This is
I'm
the
non-binary, which means it's not just that I'm challenging.
Yeah. Okay, that is literally the same person without a mask. My point is that this is what I'm saying. Enough's enough. Okay. Not only do we have to deal with like the absolute BS every day, but you got to see who's behind this stuff. The state's saying like this 12-year-old really wanted to write a letter to her school saying that she's afraid her brother's going to die. Yeah, you know what? 12-year-olds do a lot of weird things. Actually, have you been to a 12-year-old locker room? Because when I was 12, I remember that was really people were very weird in those times too. I didn't exactly look at 12-year-olds for like a model replication of how I want adult society. And then you look at their parents and you go, this is what's happening. Is that people that are behind this book? They look the same, they act the same, and you look at the media and you look what's going on. You realize that. They're so bad at the propaganda now, like that any adult's going to believe that a 12-year-old, like let's start listening to 12-year-olds. That's what we've gotten to. Now we're at a point in society where the propaganda is so bad, it's like we need to look to the 12-year-olds for our future.
Yeah, but I don't think it's propaganda. Is it propaganda when kids are concerned for their own lives? Now, no offense, Mr. Elijah, but would you be saying that if it was your kid running late to his school, her school?
I don't know what you guys have to think about this, but this video was like, I felt like this was paid for by the Biden regime.
Well, it's like, why is this news? I mean, I always think, right, like when you have kids, I've said this and I'm going to say this 1,000 times. I think it's really sweet, obviously, when kids are like, oh, you know, like when they go to like a calm, nice, like, I'm not even going to finish that thought. Never mind. People yell at me in the comments. I don't think that kids should go to political events. I don't think that kids should go to protests and all that sort of stuff. I remember a clip from when the riots were happening. There was this little child who was like walking, going, no justice, no peace, like probably like a 6-year-old. I'm thinking, you didn't come to these conclusions on your own. Like, this is definitely parent driven. So when I watch this kind of thing, I think
that is fair. What's up? Oh, hell yeah. Those are some pretty stones.
Some of them are actual quartz, too. I think I got one more in here right now.
Hell yeah. Uses for wands.
Yep, I had one. One more.
Hell yeah.
Check out this little beauty. I think this is
I'm iffy on this as far as like taking your kids to a political rally. That's sick. Really pretty colors. Oh yeah.
I don't think kids should be mixed up in politics.
No, because they're too young and immature to understand it.
I mean, teenagers is a little bit more understandable, but like when you're like below the age of 15.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell a kid, like if a kid says, Mommy, where do rainbows come from? And mom says, because God's gay and that's why. And there you go. The kid just accepts it as truth. And pissing off the conservative Christians in 3, 2, 1. Yes. Now, for all we know, God is a hermaphrodite and God identifies as bisexual, for all we know. Yes.
Non-gender biased.
why is this news? I don't give a crap what a 12-year-old thinks. I'm not gonna even lie. I don't care. And also, like, why are we listening to 12-year-olds in the first place? I think it's sweet when you.
Yeah, Sydney, I did your videos, but if it was your 12-year-old putting people saying this crap, you can't tell me you wouldn't be like a little concerned. Just a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm stating it mildly.
Yeah.
My kid was writing crap like this to their school. I'd be a little concerned too.
You have, like, you know, there's, I guess, the profiles of like kids mocking, you know, AOC or whatever. Haha, it's funny. I think it's funny when you know, either side does it. It's humorous, but it's also exploitative in a lot of ways. So I don't know. I don't like people using kids for political gain. I don't like it in any capacity.
I agree, Sydney. I don't like it. Yeah, that's just the truth. It's got a little spicy kick to them. Hell yeah. A little bit. Want to try one?
Oh, I've already had them.
All right.
I had a whole bag. Just finish it up.
No, you're good. No, it's the truth. I don't like when people use kids for political gain either, to be honest. I've seen parents here in Casper doing their anti-abortion protests. And they use their kids to hold up the signs. And it makes me sick to my stomach because they know what they're doing. And it's like, what if your kid, what if your baby has cancer? And they have like a 99.9% of chance of, like a 1% chance of surviving. Like, kids are too immature to realize what abortion is or what political issues are. All parents have to do is say, do you want to hurt babies? And then they say, no, that's not nice. And then there you go. That's the basis for parents to convince kids. I'm like, it's not even about that. When stem cells can be used in medical science to save people. And plus, would you force a mother to give birth to a dead baby, especially after her and her husband are excited, passing out cigars, like, yeah, we're expecting. She's expecting, asshole. You're not the one with the baby in your stomach.
The same thing with Greta Thunberg, who is an autistic brother of mine. But I think the same thing's probably going to happen in like Hungary with Viktor Orban. Have you been following that? Because Tucker went over there to go interview him and like broadcast from Hungary. And like all these like blue check liberal journalists were melting down, talking about 90% of media in Hungary is in favor of Viktor Orban and the elections are rigged and you're not allowed to dissent against the state without having your job taken from you. And I was like, that sounds terrible. I can't imagine living in a country like that. Wow, that sounds really unfortunate. It's like the cognitive dissonance that they display is reaching such a level that like retardation can be the only explanation.
Yeah, and as I continue to think about this, oh, right here, there you go. You mean this? And Applebaum say the same thing. Oh my gosh, in Orban's Hungary, 90% of media is controlled by the ruling party.
Yeah,
business.
It's not retardation. It's just misinformation. Big difference.
Misinformation or misdirection?
Both. Ow, fuck. Smack my elbow. It's misinformation and misdirection. And social media is good at using this misinformation, misdirection thing. Fuck, those are spicy. A little tingle in the taste buds and the lips. A little bit of heat in the back of the throat.
I had a burger the other day that burnt me twice.
Oh, shit.
Yep, exactly. Once going in, and once going out.
That's the other thing I don't like about spicy food, to be honest. This fucking burns your butthole as soon as you digest it.
Businesses are physically and legally harassed if they don't toe the party line, and if someone wants them cheap, the elections are manipulated. Party leaders are mysteriously rich. A model for Fox. Ma'am, did you just describe the United States? That's literally the United States.
And what's amazing too, that woman wrote a book called Gulag, which is considered to be like the quintessential book timelining the Soviet concentration camps. This woman is supposed to be a scholar and very smart, and she cannot even understand the irony in that tweet and like projecting that thought out into the world. These are the people who are top tier academics that are like literally less intelligent than us.
You remember that every single company in the United States leans left and has left-wing messages, and then some
except My Pillow.
Yeah, except some guy made a pillow, and everyone's like melting down, like, how the hell can this guy? How can he be allowed to sell pillows? Like, what the? Like, this is everyone's like freaking freaking out. I can't believe there's a pillow company.
Oh yeah, the My Pillow guy. Everyone lost their shit when they found out he was a Trump supporter. But you were quick to rave about how awesome his pillow is. But the second he doesn't politically agree with you, nah, fuck his pillow. That's what our society is like. You could just be like, oh hey, I like the My Pillow guy's pillow. It's super comfortable and it gave me a good sleep. But golly gee willikers, he's a Trump supporter. I can't have Trumpy products in my house. No, that's just how fucking stupid our society is. Like, your hatred for one man is so goddamn pathetic that if you have a product made by a person who supports that man, you're not having that crap in your house. Oh, by golly. And then fucking lose your shit when people spread misinformation about Joe Biden. It's the fucking truth. You hate Trump so much that if anyone spreads misinformation or fake news about him, it's like, believe it or you're a fucking commie, right? Fuck all that. But the second people do that crap to your boy Joe Biden, holy shit, they don't like getting a taste of their own medicine.
You can look it up on YouTube.
This is why I'm independent. I don't really have any problems with the current president, but the child hair sniffing thing was a little weird. Like, I don't have any problems with Joe Biden. It's just the child hair sniffing thing was a little weird. That's all I'm saying. You smell like young people. I might have a butterscotch in my candy. Oh, look, still on the wrapper.
I'm Switzerland and all that stuff.
Yeah, for shit.
All I know is I'm trying to live my life and survive.
That's all we can do, really.
But you have a guy who literally doesn't want us to have sex with kids. Like, this guy is crazy. He like wants fair and free elections. He's sitting there making money, supporting freedom, and like the constant has left-wing messages. And then some
except my pillow.
Yeah, except some guy made a pillow, and everyone's like melting down. Like, how the hell can this guy? How can he be allowed to sell pillows? Like, what the? Like, this is everyone's like freaking out. I can't believe there's a pillow company of a guy who literally doesn't want us to have sex with kids. Like, this guy is crazy. He like wants fair and free elections. He's sitting there making money, supporting freedom and like the Constitution.
Yeah. Sickos, dude. Fuck sickos.
And he's doing the worst thing ever. He doesn't. This is so crazy.
Yeah, people overlook the My Pillow guy's good morals just because he's a Trump supporter. That's what boggles my mind about the hatred for Trump in our country or anywhere. You could literally have a guy who says he hates pedophiles, but the second you find out he's a Trump supporter, all of his shit gets discredited because you hate Trump that much. That's what blows my mind about the whole Trump hatred thing.
Doesn't want to sexualizing minors. It's like their minds are blown, and they're like, and maybe, just maybe, perhaps, he's going to use his money to do what he wants to do and not what the corporate media that is sell out and owned by, the elites would do. So there is that. John smirking.
Why am I smirking?
I don't know. They're elites.
And to be fair, there were some radical assholes on the left who were just like this. Like this radical bullshit. It exists in both parties, and it's just sad.
Because that's the thing is, like, we have Mike Lindell and one show on Fox News, and like that's our A team, right? They have like literally everything else.
Well, and don't forget Bill Mallusion, the guy doing all the work, the reporter that now works like basically for Tucker down on the border, like exposing everything.
Oh.
He's like
a what?
Can opener?
Yeah, it's in the cupboard. Just look, I think it's in my silverware drawer.
All right.
Next to the stoves. There's a stove.
Believe me, he's like the only other person at Fox.
Yeah, no, it's like we can't even have companies that espouse like right-wing views. Like, what would that even look like? Because the American right doesn't even know what they believe. So if you had like a company that had like a commercial that was just like, a mother holding a child, that would be like implicitly right-wing, and they would come back like and be mad about that.
A not fat model.
Yeah,
like a not fat white model.
Disgusting cartoon animation where everyone's fat and kind of looks the same, and they all have like mismatched hair and glasses and piercings. Like that is like the final form of art in the West. I feel like just these blob people who exist as like yeast with no.
Oh, look what we got here. $11.68. Yes. Thank you to Dreamcase Productions for the $5. And Teespring, y'all sent me $7.13 for buying that Potions glass time. Sweet. The Potions time glass. Nice.
Real purpose or identity.
Exist as yeast.
Have you seen the Kroger commercials? The new Kroger commercials where everyone's like doing the arm dance. Every time that comes on, I become a danger to myself. It just makes me so upset.
It's almost about as old Navy commercials. And by the way, I don't watch TV, but when I'm at the gym, I see them come on, and I brought up this point in a previous episode. Is I realized like what American society is a coin purse for foreign immigrants in the world to cash in on the taxpayers. We know what ethnic group is actually paying majority of the taxes and not cashing out on them. We won't get into that. But I watched like this old Navy commercial, and it's like they have like a fat and a thin and a black and a white and a gay and a straight, and they're like doing these dances, and a woman and a male and a kid and an old, and it's like buy our shows made in another country because we have diversity, and it's like this is what we think Americans want is shoe clothes that are made in like India, and that the company is not even loyal to the U.S. because look, there's a black and a white. Like they think Americans are so dumb, which we are, that if you just like make it look diverse, that we don't see past that in the fact that Old Navy's a horrible company that overprices clothes that have low quality, and that honestly we could get back to the days when women sewed, and maybe you can make your kids some like high quality clothes using fabrics for cheaper price, but we don't want to get into that. Anyway, thoughts?
Sydney, okay. I don't know if you've noticed this lately, but going back to Elijah's whole
buy our shoes made in another.
Like you seen the Kroger commercials? The new Kroger commercials where everyone's like doing the arm dance. Every time that comes on, I become a danger to myself. It just makes me so upset.
It's almost about as old Navy commercials. And by the way, I don't watch TV, but when I'm at the gym, I see them come on, and I brought up this point in a previous episode. Is I realized like what American society is a coin purse for foreign immigrants in the world to cash in on the taxpayers. We know what ethnic group is actually paying majority of the taxes and not cashing out on them. We won't get into that. But I watched like this old Navy commercial, and it's like they have like a fat and a thin and a black and a white and a gay and a straight, and they're like doing these dances, and a woman and a male and a kid and an old, and it's like buy our shows made in another country because we have diversity, and it's like this is what we think Americans want is shoe clothes that are made in like India, and that the company is not even loyal to the U.S. because look, there's a black and a white. Like they think Americans are so dumb, which we are, that if you just like make it look diverse.
Yeah, but if you're supporting these companies, you're giving them food and a living wage. But at the same time, you're supporting kids in sweatshops. And that's just... Well, my bank account is currently in the negative. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this $11.68. I was like negative $26 at my bank account. So I could get alcohol, but I'm kind of like, let's be responsible adults.
Right? Well, I also got to work for my kids.
There you go.
I had a bomber ale last night.
Hell yeah.
Found it in the gutter. Unbroken. Still cold. Chilled it in some ice. Cool it. Waited a while until it got cold. Drank it.
Hell yeah.
It was alright. Never had one before, but.
What was it?
A bomber. It's called a Bomber Mountain.
Huh. Some kind of beer.
It was pretty strong.
First, that we don't see past that in the fact that Old Navy's a horrible company that overprices clothes that have low quality, and that honestly we could get back to the days when women sewed, and maybe you can make your kids some like high quality clothes using fabrics for cheaper price, but we don't want to get into that. Anyway,
people are lazy. Let's be real. People have busy schedules. Now, sewing doesn't take that long if you got a sewing machine, but fucking most people don't have time for that.
Thoughts?
Sydney, okay. I don't know if you've noticed this lately, but going back to Elijah's whole rant on obese models now. I was trying to buy a crop top online the other day, and the modeling it was huge, obese, okay, like double D's, just fat everywhere. And I was like, great. So this looks like a stretched out picnic blanket.
The double D's, why do you have to come in?
I am a little bit jealous of the big boobs, but I was like, this looks like a stretched out picnic blanket, and I just wanted to know what this piece of clothing was going to look like. And that's
right there. You think men don't get jealous of other men and their biceps? Yeah, another thing that women and men have in common with each other We get jealous of each other's bodies and fuck all that shit. You just gotta love what you got going on.
That's the absolute state of America now. You can't even like see what an actual piece of
There you
clothing
go.
would look like on a normal sized person because all the models are obese.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I fully, it's funny.
This is what happens when you try to normalize certain things in our society because, and I quote, the definition of normal does not exist because each person's definition of normal is different.
Albert Einstein.
Yeah? What is that? An Albert Einstein quote?
Yes, what is normal?
Yes, what is normal? I like Albert Einstein. He was an awesome dude. Fucking smoking his pipe. Yes.
You're right, because I know that the reason they do it is because obviously this.
We're gonna go out and have me a puff. I got me some cigar stubbies.
Nice.
Some blacks.
Hell yeah.
What?
Yeah, I got some. You want a cigarette?
I guess I'll take a cigarette if you got one you can spare.
Yeah, I got one I can spare.
What kind are these ones?
Smooths.
Ooh. I haven't had one of them in a while.
Oh, they're good menthols. We'll be right back. Each person's definition of normal does not exist because each person's definition of normal is different.
There could be so many kittens in your universe.
Right. problem with that YouTube is heavy-set people have not been allowed to model. For the longest time, the whole inspiration was the in look. Like, if you basically looked like Eugenia Cooney, you were accepted by the fashion industry.
Unless they go for the girls with big booties. That's all skin on TikTok, which is like, oh gosh. That's so hilarious, but so offensive.
Dude, I worry about Eugenia Cooney just because she's way too fucking skinny, dude. Like, Jesus Christ, that can't be healthy.
When I find those chicks like that and they want to get it on, I'm a little scared. I mean, I'm like, okay, how do I approach this? Because this is a very small target area. I mean, they're fun when you can pick them up and put them on the counter.
That's horrible, dude. Shit. No, but seriously, I do hope Eugenia Cooney gets help. Everyone's reached out to her and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't fat to begin with. And when you see Eugenia Cooney's videos when she first started making them, she looked healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ. But I'm not going to hype on about it because I'm sure Eugenia Cooney's tired of everyone telling her, you're too skinny, honey. You need to get help. And maybe the problem with Eugenia Cooney is a lot more deep-rooted than we all know. We don't know what personally goes on in her life. But
well, that's just the thing. I personally do not know what goes on in their life. And that's not my place to know. Now, if they feel compelled to tell me, that is a different story.
mm-hmm.
I don't know why they would do that, but I have people do it all the time for some reason. And I'm just sitting there going, well, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. Hopefully get better.
Now, that's the problem with the whole trying to use models that represent my body type is everyone's body type is different. So, like, normality doesn't exist. If you have a conventionally more curvier Victoria's Secret type model, there are going to be plenty of women who are skinnier or who are heavier going, that doesn't represent my body type. So then you try to include all body types and someone's going to be unhappy about it. That's just how our society is.
Body positivity, fat acceptance thing, fine. But also because like a huge portion of Americans are very overweight. But when you're in that normal middle ground.
Gee, I can't imagine why Americans are overweight. The garlic bacon king sandwich from Burger King.
Where you're not overweight, you're not, just a regular.
Oh yeah, I'll try it. It's the garlic bacon king sandwich from Burger King. It's delicious.
I can't wait for payday now.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's got bacon, this garlic, mayonnaise, these little garlic chips, and bacon and cheese.
Oh.
If you eat a double, dude, fucking go extra cheese and extra bacon.
Oh, I was going to let you know.
For a human being, it's actually impossible to.
Cold, we're making a video. It's going to be a two-parter, I think.
What's the video going to be about?
Making apple jack brandy.
Hell yeah.
I want to do it.
I'm down to make my own alcohol. It'd be cheaper on my wallet.
Well, the thing is like, we have to do it in the wintertime because that's how apple jack brandy is.
Yes.
You're freezing.
Get clothes to fit. I'll say this. I know Sav runs into the same issues because she's a very skinny creature. But it's like when you're tall, and Sav thankfully is shorter, so it's fine. But when you're tall and lean, finding anything that fits you is freaking impossible. And then you go online, you look at these pictures.
Welcome to the struggle of heavy-set people, ladies and gentlemen. Just certain body types that have hard time finding clothes to wear.
And you go, I literally don't even know how this is going to look. Like, it's a cute outfit, but I literally have no concept
every time.
Yeah, and this is what I get into, though, is that this is interesting about how backwards things are going. Like you said, how people can't see things. Obviously, you guys know that this channel is what it is. And I'm going to talk to you about some of the extremity of, we finally saw YouTube finally played their cards fully. Besides the fact that they proved time and time again that they're just a propaganda house like every big tech company. It is insane. But I got to tell you guys something, that we are being inundated with all this propaganda all the time. Can you put that picture up, video 10, that guy that was like, can you put that up again for a second? Yeah, okay, just stop it there. We're just being inundated with this stuff. We're gonna break down this video. And honestly, as guys, most of us are just sick of like this stuff. We're just like, this guy says, oh, I'm non-binary, neither male nor female. I don't know what's going on. Well, if you're a guy and you know what's going on, you can look down and you say, yeah, I see what's happening down there. And I definitely need something that actually protects my junk, but also keeps it hidden at the same time, has a quick access pocket, breathes, doesn't ride up. And I gotta tell you what, we're being inundated with overpriced boxers that are designed for testosterone deficient men who have to put socks in the models. And one brand even went so far as to tell us.
Shit. Should I get another payout from Teespring? You have $12.22 to be paid out from Teespring. Sweet. Well, that should do it. That'll get my account out of the negative between that Teespring payout right there. The last one I got plus the donation. Sweet.
Waistband into a rainbow. Well, who the hell, why? Everything makes sense. But it's slightly offensive. I'm going to tell you what. We do demand more. More room and support where it counts. That's not all. I want a quick release fly for a quick draw. I'm going to tell you what. My wife was very happy. I said, look inside and see what you can find. It's a surprise. And guess what she saw? I'll let you guess in the comments. There's a secret pocket in the extra wide waistband for cash or for tactical necessities. You know what I mean, guys? And that dagger needs to come out. Or in some cases, maybe it's a sword. I want that material to be antibacterial, anti-pilling, and moisture wicking, so I stay fresh and dry all day. Believe me, for the for the part of your body that supports you and your offspring, take a moment and support it with durable, fade-resistant, shrink-resistant, and ultra-lightweight. Finally, I want them to be battle-tested by special forces, 30% less expensive than the competition. Believe me, when you're going to war, sometimes it is like that. Make sure they're ready for action. There's only one brand that's called Undertac. That's Undertac, UNDERTAC.com. That's UNDERTAC.com, code offensive, to find out the non-loser, non-anti-American, the most pro-free speech, pro-2A, pro-America brand. Believe me, some other brands I thought were pro-America, but apparently me doing my damn job is enough for them to think that I'm against the country. Not Undertac, though. Undertac cares where it goes. Go to Undertac.com, code offensive. And I can tell you, I honestly have a lot of pairs of these, and they're very, very comfortable.
They look like they feel good.
They should sponsor your show. We need to get them on your show.
Maybe.
They're actually they're actually very, very pro free speech. Meaning they are very.
I'll have a phone call with them. I'll test that line.
Yeah, they're legit. They're legit people. They
What's that?
Is he mentioned easy access pocket. Okay. What really impressed me with these underwear was as soon as I use the easy access pocket to get tactical. Already put on my armor. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Nobody would ever forget to put one of those on ever again.
They intentionally wanted to be on the show because they were like, yo, what other brands have dropped Elijah? Let's support other parts of his body that dropped when he was 19.
Sid,
14.
As a woman,
13, 12.
what do you think of the underwear too? What do you think of the underwear too as a woman? We need your input.
They look like they feel good. So okay, all right, people are gonna judge me for this, but I don't care. I wear guys' underwear when I sleep because it's really comfy, and girls' underwear is not. I'm gonna just say the cute one. It's not cute.
Literally, they might be on our new show, so you can.
I will literally sleep in those. I will literally buy them to sleep in them. They look like they feel good. That's all.
Yeah, they're silky. But they're not silky.
And they look silky. They look like there's nice microfiber ones. I'm into this. As just as a non-binary person myself, I like men underwear. That's what I'm about it.
Well, let's get into this. Let's get into this. So speaking of none of this, so obviously YouTube has decided that all of us are controversial, right? We do terrible things. You make videos about freedom in Cuba or the fact that there's an attack on men. You guys have to check out Sydney Watson's channel. John, I've seen you done horrible things on your channel recently, trying to help people be prepared to understand future elections. Be well informed about the fight against their sovereignty, racial discrimination, things that I would think are evil.
That's what's so. I have all these journalists mad at me right now and calling me a white nationalist and all these things. It's the ethos of my channel. The only thing that not only thing, but I think in terms of plurality, what I've contributed most to the online dialogue is my kind of political theory that like people who have been pulling the strings have found a way to biologically rewire the society to basically control them, whether that's with their hormones being altered or making them spiritually ill through propaganda and like the promotion of vice and pornography, to where then they're sympathizing with these victim narratives and then they want to support these movements and end up voting for Democrats, etc. Like that's kind of like the overarching theme of what we talk about. So every time I go to these events, I have young guys coming up to me with tears in their eyes telling me, you've helped me so much, your videos helped me so much. I'm like, thank you, that means a lot to me. You've seen it. That one guy compared me to a god, and I was like, hey, that's blasphemous. And it's like, for these journalists to still come after me and be like, you're a terrible person because you wore pit vipers. It's like, first of all, pit vipers are epic. Second of all, no, you're ugly. And that's like kind of where I'm at. I don't know. It's just like they're coming after people who are doing good in society because they want to destroy that which they can't create. And that's what the right, you mentioned that one company that wanted to stop being partnered with you. It's like they marketed themselves as, we're a right-wing company, a company for conservatives. How are they defining that with their advertising? Tattoos and muscles and guns and tight t-shirts. And it's like, that's not what
shout out to Bam
conservatism is
Margera,
about.
man.
Don't insult your base like that. Well, we're actually...
Now, shout out to Bam Margera, dude. Whatever you're going through, man. Hope you get through it.
Supposed to be doing is controlling the cultural entropy of society. You know what entropy means. You were a science guy. It's like liberal people exist to basically just destabilize and destroy things under the guise of freedom. And so you look at like that guy that you showed in video 10, that person existing is like, no one's going to see that and think to themselves, oh, I guess we're doing that.
By the way, promoted by YouTube on an official YouTube account, saying that this is the future.
Also, this person referred to little girls as kinky, just so that you're aware.
Not to convince you that this is what we're doing now, but to show something to you that you know instinctively is wrong as a power move, to let you know this is what we're doing now. This is the paradox of militant liberalism. Liberalism being defined by live and let live. Everyone can do what they want, which, because humans are flawed, will eventually destabilize and degenerate into where that is. But then enforcing it basically at gunpoint with, oh, you don't like this? Now you're othered from society. You don't get to fly anymore.
Yeah, and this is interesting, and I bring this up because we have a resident agnostic here, is that...
you're agnostic now?
It's me.
Yeah, I thought you were atheist.
You know what?
We turned her. We literally...
I said that there's like...
We turned her.
I see it now.
I try not to talk about it too much because people get on me about it, and then I have to deal with evangelicals yelling at me in the comments.
I don't like evangelicals. Right now, this is chapter 3. Chapter 7, I already see it. I get a text from Sydney. John, are you still driving me to mass this morning? Of course I will.
You think I would become a
Catholic? Hell no.
Man. You know what though? As an agnostic atheist, whatever you guys want to call me, it's not blasphemous to not pray to anybody, as far as my idea.
I know. I want to read you this. What's funny is I think I sent you a comment that the person reminded me of her because he goes, a lot of like, I love you guys that are not Christian. That makes me laugh that you guys always write things like no, it makes you laugh because you write things like, from like a Nordic pagan, like, I thank you for the blessing and like reminder to do what's good, or like they write things like, I'm atheist and even like I'm starting to identify with the Christian right.
Sun your balls. We will unlock the Hyperborean spirit. And you're just like, hey man, cool.
Yeah, listen, is it that what you were saying is that there's very few people who are trying to do what's right, and this is what it warned us. In the last days, the Bible said, for some reason, I don't know how thousands of years ago they got right that there was going to be a one world government and that everything was going to come together with one currency, and that there was going to be great wars and pestilence was going to be the great sign of the end times that was going to bring the world together. I don't know how they got that right. Random people just making things up and smoking opium, like people say. They also said that the end times culture, when you see the world coming to that one world government, would have a characterization. If you go to my screen, it's here in 2 Timothy 1:3-1-15. It said, here's what the last days are going to look like. Here, when the one world government is coming together, here's what your culture is probably going to be like. Let's go ahead and let's look at this. Remember this, there will be many troubles in the last days, and in those times people will love only themselves and money. They will brag and be proud. They will say evil things against others. They will not obey their parents. People will not be thankful or be kind of people God wants. They will not have love for others. They will refuse to forgive others and will speak bad things. They will not control themselves. They will be cruel and will hate what is good. Like you were just saying, they're going to hate what is good. In the last days, people will turn against their friends. I don't know, we're seeing vaccine passports, these things.
The great betrayal that we spoke on. Wow.
They will do foolish things without thinking. They will be conceited and proud. They will love pleasure, low impulse control.
You know how I know all this? Because it's written on my heart.
Yep, they will not love God. This is true. More people are leaving. They will continue to act as if they serve God, but they will not really serve God. Saying a good Catholic's for abortion. We're seeing this today. Stay away from those people. Some of them go into homes and get control of weak women who are full of sin. They are led to sin by the many evil desires they have. Those women always try to learn new teachings, but they never able to understand the truth fully. Just as Giannis and Jambres were against Moses, these people are against the truth. We're not going to get into all these references, but they are people whose thinking has been confused. They're confused. They have failed in trying to follow the faith, but they will not be successful in what they do. Everyone will see that they are foolish. And so, I mean, this is a lot of things here, but it's just interesting that it's saying, like, if you read this, besides not knowing who all these people are, and I mean, I'm sure you know Moses and stuff, but reading this, it's
I
like,
started reading the Bible, just by the way.
right? We're in chapter. You thought we were in chapter 4. We're in chapter 5 now, apparently, because you said you go from chapter 3
I
to
went
7.
and bought a bunch of books because I was, for people who want to know about my personal life, I was seeing a very hardcore Christian, and in my way of trying to be tolerant and understanding, I decided to read the Bible and a bunch of other books in conjunction with some Richard Dawkins. And
I'm also a big fan of 1 Timothy chapter 2, 11 through 14. I think that that's a great set of verses for our young women in the audience.
We'll leave it there. But I just want to say that looks like the culture, and that's why when I tell you, like, you don't have to be a Christian to watch the show, and it's fine. But the point is too, is when people get mad at talking about my faith, is this is why I'm really excited about You Are Here, is because people are like, that one show about the liberal and the conservative that made a show together. It's like, how about this? How about, like, rather than even like being on this division, it's like we have two very different worldviews, but somehow have come to mostly the same conclusions about what's good for society. And so we need to like understand that. I think more importantly than having like a liberal and a conservative on a nighttime show, it's like, how about somebody who's not a Christian and somebody who is, which is like the definition of the two sides of our country right now coming together, saying, look, really, even with different worldviews, we see the same thing going on right now, and we can really reach the audience. And maybe you'll try to convert the Christians, but I know we're going to get a lot of people to see that, hey, maybe this stuff is right, and maybe it's not. And if we're wrong, the worst that can happen is we both go to nothing. But if I'm right and you're wrong, well, then that's not going to be good for one of us. But I will say this. Before we go any further, remember that
you're the one it's not going to be good for.
Oh, well. I accept that.
Okay, I want to just do a quick check-in before we get into our reviews and stuff with our mascot here. How's he doing?
He's been asleep the
Can
whole
you
time.
zoom out, Savannah? We don't mind. Just go down. If you go down, get these legs. There he goes.
Look at him. He's just conked this entire time. If you've been watching me move, it's because he keeps adjusting and kicking here, and we're just chilling.
We're just chilling.
Don't you love it that I bring the dog in expecting him to be a complete pain in the butt this entire time, and he's actually just laid here for now 55 minutes asleep.
The glam cam.
He's well trained. Interesting.
Isn't that odd? Maybe that's because us dirty atheists aren't that bad when we're
Also, just don't buy a Vizsla, because if you go to Vizsla forums, you know that Vizslas are one of the most, like, other than like pit bulls, people give away Vizslas one of the most commonly because they can't handle the energy. They're up there.
Dude, Vizslas are awesome.
I think bulldogs are awesome.
Yes. No, Vizslas are awesome.
They're second with the highest energy dogs that exist.
Let's go.
So insane. Anyway, if you make it this far in the podcast, please don't forget to leave a review. It's free. It costs you literally nothing, and you might get your review read online. Some of you guys even DM me after we read them. You love it. That's an awesome way to get out there. If you go to Apple Podcasts right now and leave a 5-star review, let us know. And if it's not 5 stars, please don't leave it, because that sucks. We're demonetized everywhere, and these reviews help us to get ads so we can keep this show going. And we're even expanding this show. We're not stopping the show with the new show. Subscribe to this show. Subscribe to the new show. But that's to say this. Also, don't forget, if you're a long-term viewer, become an SOB, a backer, a slightly offensive backer. Go to blazetv.com/Elijah and become a member. These are what kept us through the hard times. Even when advertisers leave the show, this is what keeps the show really running. These are the coffers we jump into to keep everything going. Here, let's read a couple of the reviews that Savannah picked out for today. Our first review comes from Tink209. It says, the best show ever. Elijah, you and Sab tell it like it is. I love that you guys are putting in the hard work to tell the truth about the way our society is headed. I never miss an episode, and I recommend the show to anybody that will listen. Can't wait to check out the new one. Keep it up. You guys are awesome. P.S. I love the dynamic between you and the heck off commie, too, my fave guest. I literally told you, Savannah, you can't pick.
Yeah, I got some secrets.
Wait a minute.
Sorry, every single time he comes on, I just pick John Doyle
Oh,
as for
heck off,
views
Colin.
because they're always there.
They're always there. I mean, the
Did you see
people
it's
love
all
me.
it's all
What can I
caps?
say?
Did you see that?
Yes.
Heck of comment, my favorite guest. Be safe out there, y'all. Thank you so much for that review. Simply.Tara says, "I hope Joe Biden doesn't find you if your last name's Reed." Anyway, when the truth is fun, yet just as tragic, Elijah takes the jagged edge off some of the hysteria, foolishness, revolting politics, the COVID carousel, the dismal state of our youth. Yeah, all that. Get updated without feeling the need to develop a drinking problem. Still, side effects may include the show drinking problems. Usually okay sometimes. This is my first like drinking problem. Okay, sometimes. Okay, but it's like, but no, really. Ikeda Blaze looking for Levin.
Hell yeah, I got $3.58. That's what's up. Shout out to Henry Keller. Thank you for the $4. Go ahead and transfer that.
And found slightly offensive. It's the animal crackers to the caviar in a good way. I love how everything about the show is like juvenile, 5th grade, animal crackers,
Yeah.
Elijah, frosted tip, gay voice. Like everything's always like
Soy boy
negative.
Elijah.
Soy boy.
But it's charming.
But it's charming. Self-deprecating. Like that's the whole show. But we love you guys, and that's exactly the point. Bring your friends and family. Invite them to come here. Also, John, where can people find your stuff?
YouTube.com/John Doyle.
YouTube.com/John Doyle. You can also follow him on social media as well.
Yeah.
I believe his Instagram is probably going to be in the description. And also, where can people find you, Sydney?
It's social media. Just
the link in the description.
Just link in the description.
for
I was
us-
going to say the dog is now
Yeah.
exposing himself to
Oh,
John.
go down, go down.
which is-
Oh, this is
Why are you-
X-rated. Oh,
don't know.
get that man some undertack. Put the ad back up. Go back down. Do you have that? Can you cue that?
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Can we put some
Yeah, get undertack. Don't expose your balls before they drop. Once they do, go to undertack.com. Promo code offensive.
Isn't it amazing though? This gives me confidence to bring him onto our new show because
Oh,
he'll
he'll
just sit. He'll just do this.
He'll be. We also have a cam for the playpen too, like a GoPro. That's true.
Yes, guys, I'm serious. Like, go subscribe because you will see more of my little insane man who's just being a good boy.
Don't forget to follow Savannah and I
Cats.
everywhere else where you can find Savannah has a new video out with Caitlin Bennett as well on her channel. You can also find Savannah's YouTube, my social media, and everywhere else you can find us. It's amazing. And remember that the real place, the real information, and the planning for the show comes together is on Telegram. So join the Telegram here. Have a great rest of the week. My name's Elijah Schaefer, the host of Slightly Offensive, the best worst show on Blaze TV with 8K graphics that get blown up in your face. Your top 17, or as it becomes 18 hosts, and if our new show comes out, probably be the top 19th host. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. That was some nut shit.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'm gonna smoke.
All right, man.
I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Got this black on my name.
Yes. Anyways, YouTube. I'll catch you later.